Distinct. Clearly different or separate, easily recognizable. Unique. Different. Separate. Discrete. This research highlights the distinct features of urban versus rural environmental impacts. The distinct characteristics of each species can be identified through specific physical traits. The distinct differences between the two cultures were immediately apparent to observers. Parallel. Similar or corresponding in some way. Corresponding. Aligned. Analogous. Similar. The lives of these two famous individuals run parallel, with many shared experiences. She managed her studies and work in parallel, showcasing exceptional time management. Both studies reached parallel conclusions about the effects of climate change on agriculture. Myriad. Countless number of things or people. Innumerable. Numberless. Multiple. Unlimited. The Internet provides a myriad of resources for self-learning and personal development. The project faced a myriad of challenges that required innovative problem-solving skills. A myriad of solutions exist for addressing environmental challenges facing modern societies. Privilege. A special advantage granted to a person or group. Advantage. Benefit. Prerogative. Entitlement. Having financial privilege allows individuals to access opportunities that others may not. The privilege of free speech must be protected to uphold democratic values and freedom. Living in a developed country offers the privilege of advanced technological infrastructure. Correlation. Have a mutual relationship or connection. Connection. Association. Link. Interdependence. Climate change has a direct correlation with the rise in global sea levels and temperatures. The correlation between diet and overall well-being is an important area of medical research. The study revealed a correlation between high stress levels and poor physical health outcomes. Indigenous. Originating to a particular region or environment. Native. Aboriginal. Primordial. Domestic. Many indigenous languages are endangered, with few speakers remaining in rural areas. Protecting the rights of indigenous societies is crucial for preserving their cultural heritage. Indigenous knowledge of medicinal plants has contributed to modern healthcare expansions. Surveillance. Observation, especially of people or activities. Observation. Supervision. Inspection. Spying. Constant surveillance can create a sense of insecurity and undermine trust in authorities. Advances in technology have made surveillance tools more sophisticated and widespread. Some argue that surveillance systems are necessary for maintaining public order and safety. Formula. A set method or procedure for solving a problem. Theory. Principle. Equation. Blueprint. Scientists are working on a new formula to combat antibiotic-resistant bacterial infections. Success in education often follows a formula combining hard work, dedication, and persistence. The mathematical formula simplifies complex calculations in engineering and scientific research. Plethora. An excessive amount or number of something. Excess. Overabundance. Too many. Superfluity. The region's history is filled with a plethora of fascinating and diverse cultural influences. The Internet offers a plethora of information, making it challenging to find reliable sources. A plethora of opportunities await those who are willing to step outside their comfort zone. Assembly. A group of people gathered for a particular event. Connecting. Coupling. Building. Gathering. At the assembly, leaders presented solutions to improve the quality of healthcare services. The robot's assembly required precise alignment of all its intricate mechanical components. International assemblies play a crucial role in addressing global issues such as climate change. Mitigation. The action of reducing the severity of something. Alleviation. Relief. Lessening. Lessening. Effective mitigation strategies can reduce the impact of natural disasters on communities. Strategies for mitigation of climate change must include global cooperation and innovation. The city implemented mitigation policies to reduce traffic congestion and improve air quality. Organic. Living matter, produced without artificial chemicals. Biological. Natural. Chemical-free. Additive-free. Organic farming practices promote biodiversity and reduce the use of harmful pesticides. Organic materials such as wood and cotton are biodegradable and environmentally friendly. Organic agriculture prioritizes sustainability and reduces the reliance on synthetic fertilizers. Stagnation. A situation of no growth, development, or movement. Inactivity. Unproductivity. Downturn. Inaction. Prolonged stagnation in the job market affects young professionals seeking employment. Without innovation, any company may experience stagnation and lose its competitive edge. The country's stagnation in technological development is a major concern for future progress. Mainstream. The dominant or most common trend or style. Conventional. Regular. Ordinary. Common. The fashion industry increasingly embraces sustainable practices as mainstream trends. As technology advances, remote work is rapidly becoming a mainstream way of employment. In education, it is crucial to balance mainstream subjects with specialized, creative disciplines. Adequate. Sufficient or acceptable in quality or quantity. Sufficient. Enough. Satisfactory. Appropriate. Adequate funding for public infrastructure is necessary to improve transportation systems. The city's healthcare system provides adequate services, but there is room for improvement. The government's response to the crisis was not adequate in addressing the immediate needs. Fluctuate. Rise and fall irregularly. Vary. Oscillate. Alternate. Waver. Interest rates can fluctuate, influencing consumers' overall cost of borrowing money. Temperatures can fluctuate greatly in desert regions, affecting both wildlife and humans. Electricity demand tends to fluctuate during extreme weather conditions across the country. Inclination. A tendency or preference towards something. Propensity. Proneness. Partiality. Tendency. His natural inclination towards helping others made him an effective community leader. The research indicates a growing inclination for healthier lifestyle choices among individuals. Their inclination to support climate action has sparked significant political discussions recently. Speculation. The act of forming a theory without sufficient evidence. Conjecture. Assumption. Supposition. Hypothesis. Political speculation in the media can significantly impact public opinion and policy decisions. While speculation can guide decisions, it should not replace evidence-based research or facts. Public speculation about celebrity lives often reflects society's obsession with fame and wealth. Endorsement. The act of approving or supporting something. approval, authorization, backing, advocacy. An endorsement from a reputable organization can significantly boost a brand's credibility. The endorsement of a product by a trusted figure enhances its credibility among consumers. Strong endorsement of inclusive education policies will benefit diverse student populations. Contribute. To give or add something to a cause or effort. Provide, offer, donate, add. Regular exercise and a balanced diet contribute to maintaining overall physical health. Volunteers contribute time and effort to support local community development programs. Technology has contributed immensely to the efficiency and productivity of many industries. Trigger. To cause something to happen or start. Activate. Initiate. Spark. Cause. Economic downturns can trigger widespread job losses, affecting families and communities. The introduction of new policies may trigger significant shifts in societal attitudes and norms. Environmental changes often trigger the migration patterns of animals and their ecosystems. Resilience. The ability to recover or bounce back from difficulties. Determination. Toughness. Tenacity. Durability. Building emotional resilience can help individuals cope with stress and difficult situations. Economic resilience helps nations bounce back quickly after financial crises or recessions. Social resilience is key for addressing the long-term impacts of societal inequality and poverty. Analyze. Examine in detail to interpret or explain. Examine. Investigate. Evaluate. Scrutinize. The study aims to analyze the correlation between education levels and career success. It is important to analyze historical events to gain insights into current political dynamics. To understand complex issues, we must analyze both qualitative and quantitative evidence. Obligation. Something that you must do because of a law. Accountability. Onus. Responsibility. Commitment. Citizens have an obligation to follow laws and participate in civic responsibilities like voting. Employers have an obligation to provide safe and healthy working conditions for employees. Global leaders have an obligation to address issues like poverty, inequality, and climate change. Implement. To put a plan or decision into action. Execute. Enforce. Apply. Carry out. The government plans to implement new policies to reduce carbon emissions effectively. Successful companies implement innovative strategies to maintain their competitive edge. Policies aimed at reducing inequality must be implemented at both local and national levels. Facilitate. To make something easier or help it happen. Assist. Simplify. Expedite. Ease. The new software was designed to facilitate communication among remote team members. Workshops can facilitate skill development by providing hands-on experience and mentorship. Collaborative efforts among various sectors can facilitate the achievement of sustainable goals. Sustainability. The ability to be maintained at a certain rate or level. Viability. Endurance. Durability. Resilience. The sustainability of fisheries is a growing concern, as fish populations continue to decline. The importance of sustainability in agriculture cannot be overstated for future food security. Sustainability efforts must address the depletion of natural resources and protect biodiversity. Transform. Make a thorough or dramatic change. Change. Convert. Alter. Revolutionize. The architect's innovative designs transformed the cityscape into a modern and vibrant area. Digital platforms can transform communication, making information more accessible globally. The new policy aims to transform the country's energy sector to reduce reliance on fossil fuels. Tentative. Not definite or final, uncertain. Hesitant. Uncertain. Provisional. Preliminary. Tentative steps toward reform have been taken, but substantial changes are still needed. A tentative approach to policymaking may help avoid hasty decisions that could backfire. The scientist presented tentative conclusions based on initial findings and ongoing research. Scarcity. A shortage or limited supply of something. Shortage. Deficiency. Dearth. Insufficiency. The scarcity of affordable housing remains a pressing issue in urbanized areas worldwide. Scarcity of clean water is a significant challenge in many underdeveloped countries today. Effective policies can mitigate the effects of scarcity, particularly in vulnerable communities. Proportion. A balance and how things fit together harmoniously. Ratio. Fraction. Share. Part. A significant proportion of the population relies on government assistance for basic needs. A high proportion of the workforce will need retraining as automation increases in industries. The proportion of women in leadership roles is increasing, reflecting gender equality progress. Priority. Something that is more important than other things. Importance. Urgency. Precedence. Preference. Ensuring access to affordable education has become a policy priority in many countries. Healthcare reforms are often given priority during national elections due to public demand. National security remains a priority in many countries, shaping foreign and domestic policies. Strategy. A plan or method to achieve a goal. Plan. Tactic. Approach. Method. Educators need a tailored strategy to address diverse learning needs in their classrooms. Effective marketing strategies are essential for businesses to thrive in competitive markets. A clear strategy is necessary to tackle global poverty and promote sustainable development. Theory. A system of ideas intended to explain something. Hypothesis. Concept. Idea. Principle. Historical theories often offer insights into the cultural and political trends of societies. The professor elaborated on the theory of relativity during the advanced physics lecture. Theories in psychology offer valuable insights into human cognition, emotion, and behavior. Reiterate. Say something again for emphasis or clarity. Repeat. Restate. Emphasize. Echo. The teacher reiterated that plagiarism would not be tolerated under any circumstances. The coach reiterated the need for discipline and practice before the championship game. The survey results reiterate the public's concerns about rising income inequality in society. Convey. Communicate or express something effectively. Communicate. Express. Deliver. Impart. Formal writing must convey professionalism while maintaining clarity and conciseness. The artist skillfully conveyed deep emotions through the vivid imagery in her paintings. Through storytelling, authors convey complex ideas in a way that resonates with readers. Assess. To evaluate or judge the quality or value of something. Evaluate. Appraise. Judge. Estimate. Before finalizing the budget, the committee needs to assess the project's overall feasibility. Students are assessed on their ability to critically analyze information and present arguments. Companies assess market trends to identify potential opportunities for growth and innovation. Derive. Obtain something from a specific source. Obtain. Extract. Deduce. Elicit. The formula allows scientists to derive accurate results from complex experimental data. Mathematical models derive predictions based on specific assumptions and input variables. Researchers aim to derive meaningful conclusions from the data collected during their study. Determine. Establish something exactly by calculation or research. Decide. Resolve. Establish. Ascertain. Genetic factors significantly determine an individual's susceptibility to certain diseases. Environmental factors determine the distribution and diversity of species in an ecosystem. The experiment aims to determine how temperature affects the rate of chemical reactions. Critique. Evaluate in a detailed and analytical way. Evaluate. Analyze. Review. Assess. The article provides a critical critique of the new policy on international trade agreements. The critique points out the flaws in the study's methodology and questionable sample size. The critique analyzes the film's portrayal of gender stereotypes and its cultural implications. Hypothesis. A supposition made based on limited evidence. Theory. Assumption. Proposition. Speculation. The hypothesis suggests that dietary changes may improve cognitive function in adults. The hypothesis predicts that increasing sunlight exposure will enhance plant growth rates. If the hypothesis is proven correct, it could lead to groundbreaking discoveries in medicine. Contrary. Opposite in nature or direction. Opposite. Conflicting. Opposed. Dissimilar. The book presents a contrary viewpoint to the mainstream theories of economic growth. His actions were contrary to the principles he publicly advocated for throughout his career. Contrary to popular belief, not all successful entrepreneurs come from wealthy backgrounds. Impact. The strong effect or influence on something. Effect. Influence. Consequence. Impression. Technological advancements continue to impact the way people work and communicate. Social media has a substantial impact on shaping public opinions and societal norms today. Education has a significant impact on the development of a country's economy and society. Overlap. Where two or more things cover the same space. Intersect. Coincide. Converge. Superimpose. The responsibilities of the two roles often overlap, leading to confusion among employees. The overlap in their research findings suggests a common underlying factor in both studies. There is a noticeable overlap in cultural traditions between these two neighboring countries. Interpret. Explain the meaning of information or actions. Explain. Clarify. Expound. Decode. It is challenging to interpret historical documents without considering their original context. The results of the experiment must be interpreted carefully to avoid misleading conclusions. Different cultural backgrounds can lead individuals to interpret situations in contrasting ways. Contradictory. Expressing the opposite or conflicting ideas. Conflicting. Opposing. Inconsistent. Incompatible. The policies of the two governments are often contradictory, causing diplomatic tensions. The witness's statement was contradictory to the evidence presented by the prosecution. The contradictory opinions from experts make it challenging to form a definitive conclusion. Consequently. As a result or effect of something. Therefore. Hence. As a result. Accordingly. The research team made an error, consequently, the results were unreliable and inaccurate. The student failed to submit the assignment on time, consequently, her grade was penalized. Urban areas are expanding rapidly, consequently, the natural habitats of wildlife are shrinking. Ambiguous. Having more than one possible meaning, unclear. Vague. Unclear. Indefinite. Equivocal. The meaning of the statement was ambiguous, leaving room for multiple interpretations. Ambiguous communication in the workplace can lead to misunderstandings and inefficiency. Her response to the question was ambiguous, leaving everyone uncertain about her opinion. Perspective. A particular attitude or way of viewing something. Viewpoint. Outlook. Angle. Approach. Historical events are often interpreted differently, depending on the historian's perspective. Considering diverse perspectives enriches the depth and quality of any academic discussion. From an economic perspective, the policy might be beneficial, but socially, it raises concerns. Variable. Something that can change or vary. Changeable. Unstable. Adjustable. Inconsistent. Researchers monitored how the variable temperature affected plant growth over time. Variable teaching methods can accommodate students' diverse learning styles effectively. The experiment's results were inconsistent due to variable conditions during data collection. Contrast. To compare in order to highlight differences. Differentiate. Distinguish. Oppose. Compare. The essay contrasts the benefits of renewable and non-renewable energy sources effectively. The author contrasts modern technology's impact on society with its potential disadvantages. The article contrasts the advantages of social media with the negative effects on mental health.